We are going to be undertaking a mock assessment centre on the 19th in your next session. So this information will be really useful to help you to understand a little bit more about the application process for an apprenticeship. So on this slide here, you'll see the overview for the application process for all apprenticeships. Typically, you will register an account, you'll search for an opportunity, and when you find an apprenticeship that you're interested in, you will then want to apply. So with an apprenticeship, it's really important that you apply as soon as you see that vacancy advertised. This is because there's typically a closing date for receiving applications. And what big organisations often do is if they've received a certain amount of applications, then they may close the closing date earlier than advertised. So super important that if you are interested in an opportunity, you apply as soon as possible. Once they've received all applications, they will then begin the shortlisting process. Now, shortlisting is a process that employers will undertake to try and whittle down the candidates. Often, apprenticeships are super competitive, meaning that lots of people will apply for them. So, employers sometimes have a hard job of trying to pick who they would like to interview at the formal interview stage. So, your application will go through a shortlisting process. As part of this process, you will be expected to potentially take part in assessments. Now, we're going to talk about assessments shortly in the next couple of slides. But let's just remind ourselves. So, when you're applying for an apprenticeship, you will apply for an apprenticeship in the same way as you apply for a normal job opportunity. You will typically complete an online application form, and you'll usually be asked to submit a CV and a cover letter as part of your application. If you're also thinking about applying to university, you could use your personal statement as a starting point for your application to apprenticeships. It's a really useful document that you can use to help explain to an employer about your skills, your qualities, your strengths, and your experience. So, there's just one top tip using your personal statement to help you form your CV and cover letter. It can be a really useful document. So, like I said, we're going to concentrate on the topic of assessment. So, what the assessments are like for an apprenticeship opportunity. So, there may be different forms of assessments that you might be asked to complete as an apprenticeship candidate. This process may be different from company to company. And one of the assessments that could be asked of you is to attend a video interview. This could be live or maybe to even pre-record a video of yourself. Many employers, such as the NHS, the police, civil service, and large corporate companies will use a series of video format questions to gauge if you are a suitable candidate to take forward into the recruitment process even further. So let's explore a little bit more about a video assessment. So we have actually got a further YouTube video here that we would really encourage you to watch. Videos interviewing can be really stressful. You might not really be too aware or familiar with this kind of assessment. So here are our top tips that we would encourage you to kind of have a look at in order to help you to prepare for this part of the assessment. Now, pre-recorded videos can feel a little bit strange. It can be you talking to yourself, talking to the camera, timing your response, and recording ready to send your answer off to the employer. This can seem really strange, but the best thing or the best advice that we can give you is just try and answer the questions as best as you can. Often you will receive some information trying to prepare you for this type of assessment, but really try and be authentic, try and prepare as much as you can, research about the company, think about your answers. And also, we would encourage you to really make sure that you have tested your technology, your equipment, your phone, your laptop before you go ahead and pre-record. So make sure you use our top tips here that you can see on the page. This will help you prepare for any video assessment. So that is just one form of assessment that you can use. Another form of assessment that you might get asked to complete in the shortlisting process could include a psychometric test. These are often used as part of the recruitment process as they're a way for employers to assess your intelligence skills and your personality. They're also potentially called aptitude tests as well. So, what actually are aptitude or psychometric tests? Well, they're often used as part of the recruitment process to really kind of judge your skills, your qualities, and what you're like in certain scenarios. So, recruiters or employers use psychometric testing because it really allows them to kind of see what you're like as a person, able to see how you might perform. It also helps them to see what kind of decisions you might make in the future. You might also get asked to have a look at psychometric testing if you're going for a particularly sales driven job or a job where you have to make decisions quite quickly. This is because psychometric testing will look at your capabilities, your aptitude for the role, and determine whether you've got the personality for a particular job role or company. We can provide you with some examples of psychometric testing or different kind of online assessments that you might get asked to complete as part of an apprenticeship application. Have a look at the QR codes here. You can scan these or use our advice and presentation tips. And this is just some really useful information and resources that will help you prepare for a potential assessment as part of your application. So, another type of assessment that you might be asked to attend is a mock assessment centre. We are going to be taking part in one of these on the 19th, but this is just some pre information to help you prepare and understand kind of what a mock assessment centre is. So, at a mock assessment centre, it really is an opportunity for the employer to meet you either face to face or they may ask you to complete a mock assessment centre online virtually. It's their decision. Typically, post COVID, lots of employers are keen to see applicants in real life, so they may very well invite you into the business to attend one of these events. At a mock assessment centre, you may be asked to complete a variety of activities, including presentation, group exercises, aptitude tests, individual exercise, interviews, and even role play activities. So be prepared to take part in a variety of different activities throughout the day. You will receive information about the assessment centre beforehand. Typically, companies will email you any materials beforehand. So do make sure you read important emails from the HR or recruitment team. Always reread the job description or for the apprenticeship opportunity that you're applying for. That will give you a really good insight into what kind of skills, attributes, and qualities they're looking for. Arrive early, whether that's face to face or online. Research the organisation, prepare any questions, think ahead. And even though it may seem like a more informal interview, always make sure you dress appropriately for the day, being as professional as possible. So, we often talk about skills and behaviours. When we say reread the job advert, this is a great way to really think about the types of skills that that employer might be looking for. And it can really help you think about how you're going to present yourself on the day. So this is a example of a job advert for an apprenticeship. And what we've done here is highlight all of the key skills and qualities that that employer is particularly looking for. So they state that they're looking for a logical thinker, somebody who's able to show attention to detail with excellent problem solving, good communication skills, somebody who's organised, disciplined, methodical, hardworking, a team player, able to multitask with a keen interest in technology. They also mention a couple of other key facts, somebody who is enthusiastic and holding a desire to learn. So, what we would say is it's really important to read through the job advert so that you can try and highlight the key skills that that employer is looking for. What you'll then be able to do is take these key skills and try and highlight that you have these at a mock assessment centre. We would also encourage you to think about what kind of skills employers are looking for. Have a look at the bullet points here. These are the kind of top skills that employers say they are looking for. Think about how you can present these skills when you get an opportunity to meet them face to face. Can you show that you've got good problem solving skills? Can you show that you've got a willingness to learn, professionalism, work ethic? How might you be able to display these skills on the day? What you also might want to do is complete what's called a skills audit so that you're really aware and you understand what skills you particularly hold. So, going through your skills audit and ticking the skills that you believe are your strengths can really help you understand and explain your skill set to an employer. It's really important to think about what activities you've been involved in, your work experience, anything that makes you unique and stand out. Being invited to a mock assessment centre, you'll want to be able to talk about your skills positively, and it's really important because it's your chance to shine and show that employer that you are the right fit for the role. So, how can you demonstrate the skills during a mock assessment centre? You need to be polite and professional. You'll need to show that you have problem solving skills, that you're a good listener, that you can hold conversations with other people. Be proactive and show that you have good team working skills. You can do all of this by making sure that you are speaking to other people throughout the mock assessment centre, going out of your way to be polite and friendly and enthusiastic. So, on the 19th, we are going to be holding a mock assessment centre. This will be an opportunity for you to experience what it will be like to take part in group activities. There's nothing to worry about. It really is just to give you an insight into how it might feel if you're ever invited into a mock assessment centre in the future when you are applying for apprenticeships. It will be an opportunity for you to see what it's like to be a candidate, but also an assessor. And we really hope it's going to be a fun activity for you guys to take part in. If you've got any questions, we will talk about it on the 19th. But thank you for listening, and I will see you in our next session.